So if you didn't know by now, Shatika stands for Soar Higher at Teaching Everyone Kingdom Abundance. That's right, Soar Higher at Teaching Everyone Kingdom Abundance. Who is everyone? I'm like Paul. I know how to hang out with those that are less fortunate, and I know how to hang out with those that are fortunate. And so what I've found is that I came from a place of being unfortunate, and I know what that feels like. I know what it feels like to not have. I know what it feels like to be in lack. I know what it feels like to say, I got to figure this out, right? Like, living paycheck to paycheck is not the answer. It's not abundance. And so we've got to figure out a way to get out of that, right? One of the things that I have been able to do was understand what it means to create your own economy. And unless you figure out a way to create your own economy, you will be working for the entire time that you're living, for the most part, right? 97% of people never retire. And so it's unfortunate, but I am on a mission to help 5,000 people retire by any means necessary through various products and services. So if I can run a $92 million operation every year, right? And it's an annual, profit and loss that I was able to run, 40 managers, 12 salary members of management, and over 40 hourly supervisors. Not saying that to brag or to impress you, but to impress upon you that if I can do that for that multi-billion-dollar organization, what more could I do with my own dream, with my own vision that I just wasn't clear on, to be quite frank and to be honest. I wasn't clear on what my dreams was. I thought that my dream would be, since I had accomplished so much, I had traveled to so many countries and all this other good stuff, that my dream would be to help fulfill whomever I was linked up with, my significant other, because I really didn't have a dream. Well, that's since changed in recent year. And so my goal really is to help about 5,000 people retire, right? As much as possible. And so I have been able to, get my education in some various areas, life insurance, annuity, trading stocks, trading options, more preferably, Forex, network marketing, becoming an author. I mean, I did all these different things, real estate investing. And in doing so, it was just so that I could help other people understand how to do the exact same thing. Like, just get in there and learn it, and let's make the money. Let's do what we got to do to create our own economy and create our own abundance. But what I found is that there's a few things that will keep everybody held back from really accomplishing their financial goals. And one thing that it is that I thought about was depression. A lot of people have depression, and I've suffered from depression as well. And when you have depression, it really is like you focusing on what you don't have instead of what you do have, looking at the glass half full, half empty, however you want to say that, right? And so at the end of the day, that's not a healthy place to be mentally. And it's not productive. It's very unfruitful. And because it's so unfruitful, it really will keep a person from being productive, right? And doing what it is that they need to get done. So the main thing that I thought about and learned in my state of depression is that I needed to stop focusing on Shatika being selfish, so to speak, right? And really try to figure out how could I pour in or help other people. And then in doing so, there's always a level of fulfillment in that when other people can receive joy or receive impact from what it is that I'm doing and so many other people, right? This is called, self-satisfaction. And that's why some jobs or careers are so unfulfilling, because there's no level of impact. It's like when you begin to take inventory of your existence, it's like, why am I here? What purpose is this serving? Is this my why? Am I serving my real why, my true purpose, and the vision that I know that my life has? Or, am I achieving the objective that I know I'm supposed to in the earth, right? And so depression can really eat away like a cancer to anyone that is actually, wanting to do more, but just find themselves in a rut and can never really get out of that rut. And the only way to get out of it is just to get out of depression. A lot of people feel like they're stuck And subconsciously is part of that is possibly, and I'm not a clinical psychologist by no means. I'm just telling you how I have endured and how a lot of people that I've been around have endured and what they've had to go through, and discovered, that there was a level of depression that kept them from being as productive as they could be. Now, while some people may say, well, you were successful, that's successful by man's, benchmark, but not necessarily by mine, because I know my desire, and I know my capacity, or what my capacity should be, right? And so do you and anyone else. So fear is another one. So fear is something that keeps a lot of people, held back from what it is that is going to allow them to really be the most fruitful and the most productive person that they can possibly be on this earth, to become their best version of themselves. Because they fear the unknown, they fear success, they fear failure, they fear, it's just all these really weird things that probably will never happen that people fear. I've been there too. I just have I don't know how you want to call it. I have a courage that says, do it anyway. Do it afraid. I'm literally about to do something I've never done before, a whole, show on a radio. I mean, for somebody, that's nothing. For me, that's big. I've never done that before, But I feel like it's a need, because what I want to communicate over the airwaves, I feel like it's going to help people. And I definitely want to get other people to do the same thing, So there's always going to be a level of fear. A lot of speakers, they have fear, but they still go and they speak. I've spoken in front of people many times with a lot of fear, and people didn't know it because of the courage that I have, but still have fear. It is okay to have fear. That is healthy. Just do not allow it to cripple you and handicap you and set you back from what it is that you know you need to do. Okay? So I think that we need to, in fact, I know what we need to do is, instead of being paranoid, become it's the opposite of being paranoid. The opposite of paranoid, and the phrase is not coming to me. It just slipped my mind just that quick. But we want to make sure that we're and it's like right there. You don't want to be paranoid, but you do want to be, what is it called? I got to figure that out, because that's a really good one. I'm not going to figure it out. Inverse paranoid. Golly. You want to become an inverse paranoid. Because that's saying that instead of saying what all these things can go wrong, what about all these things that can go right? So become an inverse paranoid. And then you will be so much more profound. All right. So I'm not going to cut that and edit that. Y'all just got to know I have senior moments at my young age, and I have it a lot more because I do a whole lot of different things. Right. And my brain is like full, but we're going to download some of that. All right. Anyway, the other thing is, and I got 4 points to make. So one is depression. One is fear. One is the will. So are you willing to do what it's going to take, right? In order to get what it is that you need to get out of life, in order to become who it is that you know you were created to become. Do you have the will to do? You got to sometimes dig deep, and it can't be about your feelings all the time. I am talking to myself, because half the time I don't feel like doing half of the stuff that I do. Can I just be honest? And that's why I'm super inconsistent when it comes to doing lives and when it comes to doing a lot of different things around marketing. I don't like marketing. Can I just say that? I do not like marketing. Do not like marketing. But I love marketing. I tell myself I love marketing because marketing is love. They say marketing is love. Why is marketing love? Marketing is love because I'm sharing with people something that I know that they need, something that I know that's going to benefit them, something that I know is going to help change their life. So that's why I love marketing, even though I would rather be somewhere chilling and not marketing. How about that? So do you have the will to do it? Number 4, do you have the skill to do it? Can you market well? Can you do these things well? And what is it going to take for you to be better at it, to be more proficient at it, to be, a leader in your industry at it? Do you have the skill? And if you don't, where can you get it from? Who are you listening to? Who is pouring into you? If you're a person that pours out a lot, who's pouring into you? So the skill is really about sharpening the saw. Like what Stephen Covey says in his 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. There's this man in these 2 men in the woods. There's this contest. Who can cut down the most trees? The man that never stops, cutting down the trees, or the man that stops, takes his saw, sharpens his saw, and continues to cut the trees. Which one is going to cut down the most trees? Of course, the one that stops, sharpens his saw, he's going to cut down a lot more trees because his saw, number 1, is sharper, more effective, more impactful, more influential. And so he's going to make a bigger impact and a bigger difference, right? So do you have the right skills in order to become who it is you're trying to become? And if not, who is it that you're going to learn from? So those are 4 things that I want to talk about when I say get out of your own way. Get out of your own way. Create your own abundance. You can create your own abundance, but usually those are the 4 things that I've seen a common denominator in for myself and for a lot of other people that we just have to overcome, okay? So today's Thursday. We can call it Transparent Thursday. Just wanted to share some things. Be really, really, really honest. Even let you see my flaw, my memory. I didn't edit it. But at the end of the day, we have to understand that we need to think about, even ourselves, like, who are we? What's our personality? And, I have to, and honestly, as old as I am, because people think that I'm young for whatever reason, as old as I am, I know that my personality impacts a lot of things. It really does impact my wisdom as well. And sometimes, wisdom can keep you from not achieving certain things, because when you're wise, you won't say certain things, you won't do certain things, you have certain boundaries that'll keep you fresh, not always pouring out to people, sticking to your schedule, your time management, all these different things. But if you are, maybe a soft person, maybe, your soft skills are really sharp, but then you don't know how to tell people no, I can't do that right now, and I have a schedule. Call me back, or don't answer the phone, or whatever. So personalities do shape a lot about what we do every single day. And so if you don't really understand like your personality and how it impacts what it is that you're doing and how it's going to allow you to be successful, then I would suggest that you take the DISC survey. So it's DISC. D as in dog, or Delta for the military folks. I as in India, S as in Sierra, and C as in caring. All right. So the D, I would say, even though they stand for different things, I would say the D would be for the purpose of today and what I'm teaching you today. Look at the D as being dysfunction. Like what are my dysfunctions that I need to really go after and really get a handle on? Rather it's my emotional intelligence. My ability to go from 0 to 100. I know I'm telling y'all all my flaws and my weaknesses, but I do have some strengths as well, okay? But at the end of the day, what is the D? And how am I going to fix that so that I can have a better, more fruitful life? The I, what are my insecurities? What are some things that I need to not be so insecure about? Or maybe, just maybe, I can delegate because I know that I'm not good at that. Delegate for success, because some things you're just not good at, like, marketing you may not be good at that. All right. S, maybe it's, for the S, I would say is strategy. Strategy. What strategy do I need that's going to help me to catapult, the vision, the objective, and the goals that I have right now in my life? What strategy am I going to need to put in place so that I can be that much more impactful. And then finally, the C, I would say, could stand for caring, right? Like I said. So when I say caring, I'm talking about a matter of the heart, because we got to look at our heart posture and everything that we do. What is your heart posture? All right. So if you care because you have the right motive, it's going to give you the right momentum. Wrong motives is going to give you a false momentum. Okay. And so what is the M? What is that M for the care? The caring of the heart, the C. So what did I say? Spell the DISC, as in DISC survey. Take the DISC survey. But when you think about the DISC survey, you think about what it is you're trying to accomplish here. What is the dysfunction? What are your insecurities? What's the strategy that you're going to use? And what is the care? You know, is it authentic, or is it ill motive? And every time you have to check yourself. You got to check your heart posture. Heart posture is everything. I'm an author, all right? I wrote the book, Reckless Abandonment. And in that book, I talk about the heart posture. If you don't have that book and you don't read books, go listen to it on Audible. It's a 2-hour read on Audible, okay? Very short, quick read. They told me to make it shorter. It was very big, but I cut a lot of stuff out. Listen to them and cut everything out. But it's still a 2-hour Audible, okay? And you can go and listen to that. And yeah, so if I can help you in any way, I'm certainly here to help you. This is really unrehearsed, just authentic, and just as transparent as I can be to help maybe somebody in these areas. Because again, Shatika, and what that stands for, I believe, is that we need to soar higher. I need to soar higher at teaching everyone kingdom abundance. I know how to be abundant. I know how to get abundance. Of course, my abundance has been attacked, like everybody's abundance has been attacked. I've lost a lot, just like so many other people have lost a lot. I'm not saying that I have, been bulletproof when it comes to, having my finances be attacked. And in fact, if I just can be really transparent on this Thursday, my finances have been under more attack now than ever before. Why is that? When I set out on a journey to help other people with their finances, why is my finances being attacked the most, right? So at the end of the day, it's not about me. It's not about you, but it is about who are you called to, how are you showing up in the world, and how are you going to serve them, all right? I lost my 2 friends in 2018. I know y'all probably tired of hearing me say it, but y'all will hear me say it because that's my signature story. I lost my 2 friends in 2018. At the time, I was fasting and I was praying. I didn't know why, but God knew why. And it was because I needed to have the stamina to endure the 2 closest people to me at that time, and then that season of my life, leaving me just like that without any warning or notification in 4 days. 4 days, I lost my 2 closest friends. Think about your friends right now. Some people have lost some people, to COVID or some other different illnesses. At the time, they both died from the flu, some type of strain of the flu, okay? March of 2018. And they never really lived, especially one of them. Found her by herself at home, 50 years old. The other one was 46, left the child behind. But my goal is to see more people retire, live life, or live your purpose, live a cause, do something more. Take inventory of your existence if you haven't already done so. Make your impact in the earth and retire before you expire. Now, my friend, she was so, supportive of my slogan that I, came up with. She made me this t-shirt. So I'm just going to model it. She literally put this together and ordered it. And I just got it today. So I'm excited about that. I might even, I don't know. We'll figure that out. But yeah, so at the end of the day, are you going to be able to retire before you expire? Or are you going to be working all the days of your life? Warren Buffett says, unless you figure out a way to make money while you're sleeping, you will work for it until the day that you die. Most people are on the left side of money, the wrong side of money, the left side of the quadrant. 95% of people, they are trading time for money. But if I could help you figure out a way to stop trading time for money so that you can be there for your children, be there for your spouse, be there for yourself, I'm going to do everything that I can. I'm going to do everything that I can. So God bless you. Heaven smile upon you. My name is Shatika. And that concludes this message. If you want to reach out to me, you can email me at generationalwealthshow@gmail.com, or you can text me at 575-SHATIKA. That's 575-742-8352. What do I specialize in? Go to shatika.com and you'll see everything about me. Go to Shatika Hustler Enterprises. It tells you about everything that I have going on, Or if you're watching me on Instagram, you can actually go to the link in my bio, and it has a lot of different links on there as well. But I do a lot of things around helping people build wealth, as well as generational wealth, right? So I'm very, very, very capable of that, of doing that. I am a licensed life insurance and health insurance broker, as well as I am, somebody that knows how to trade Forex as well as options. I like options because you can trade and make your money within 1 minute, okay? And so I help people do that as well. And so I just love it, what I do. I love to see people learn. Even the students that are on my team, they're out and they're teaching us what they've learned within 1 week, and I love that because there's a teacher that's on the inside of me. There's a gift of teaching on the inside of me as well. And part of that came and it was realized when I was in church. But as a child, I wanted to be a teacher, but I was always inspired by money growing up. So I'd say, I can't do teaching because I wanted to make all this money. But now in my retirement phase, I'm able to do what I love doing, which is teaching. And I have a lot more to learn myself in all those areas of finances, right? That's not been my career all my life. My background is Army officer and corporate executive with logistics and retail, and had nothing to do with finances. But when you can learn and you have the ability to learn, and that's part of what, providing the best customer service, you do what you have to do to provide the best customer service and teach, right? So I love teaching. So anyway, I want you guys to really have an amazing day, and I'll see you at the top because you deserve to be there. All right. God bless you.